Ahoy, ya Swabs! Captain Jeff the Pirate here, at your service. And welcome to another episode of Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time. Today's episode, thanks for the Crabapples, Giuseppe. Well, the episode title will be weird, so right off the bat we know this is going to be a goofy episode, so let's get right into it. It opens outside the Ice King's palace. Ice palace, or whatever you call it, mountain. And there be a bus. It's being driven by Abracadaniel, and he's there to pick up the Ice King. The Ice King gets on the bus, and on there be an assortment of other wizards from the Wizard Kingdom. Also, there be the little dude, one of Finn's hats possessed. And there be this wrinkly elderly man in the back, who has no name, just was picked up at random by Abracadaniel. So they call him Giuseppe. So what be the plan? They be going on some kind of wizard road trip on a bus. There they'll get to the top of a mountain that looks like a butt. Seriously, it looks like someone's keister is sticking out of the ground. So on top of the butt mountain, they will then build up the energy from their trip and use it to create their own brand of magic at a certain time. So it'll be like some weird private cult club, only with a special brand of magic added to it. Yeah, this is going to be a really weird episode. Enjoy the trip, people. This is going to be odd. Anyway, they have one more group of people to pick up, and they stop outside of Finn and Jake's house. And Finn be like, oh no, it's the Ice King and Abracadaniel and a bunch of other wizards. And Jake be like, ignore them, they're probably going to want to take us on some weird trip. But actually, they'd be there to pick up 3 water spirit women who be relaxing in the pond next to the house. So they agreed to come along on the trip, and thus the Wizard Road Trip 3014 begins. This is gonna be, oh boy. So the bus be driving along and everything is acting normal, but then suddenly the engine runs out of gasoline, and the tires fall off the bus. And they be in the middle of this giant pasture full of cows. So, let's see. Ice King gets on the roof and starts dancing, and Abracadaniel hands out rolls of toilet paper for everyone to write down special magic words or phrases or a story to help with the trip and whatnot. So while they're just goofing off there, suddenly this barn door, this house surrounded by all these cows opens up the door, and out comes this farmer with a shotgun's like, who be there? Quit me messing with me cows. So, they have to get out of there before shot. So, everyone gets back on the bus. Ice King is on top. Using his ice powers, he forms an ice road, and then he uses an icy wind to push the bus along. So, the bus be moving along slow and steady. But then, as time goes on, he be running out of juice. He can't make any more ice or pull any icy winds. So, he trades headgear with Abracadaniel. He's now wearing the headband, and Abracadaniel is now wearing the Ice King's crown. And here's the weird part. He gets his powers. He's creating ice and doing an ice blast. But the weird thing is he hasn't gone crazy like the Ice King. So I wonder how that happened. It's probably, I don't know. It's just really complex probably at this point. But all we know is that apparently Ice King is the only one who's crazy because of the crown at this point. Anyway, they come up there to this crabapple tree. So the old man Giuseppe gets out. The bus isn't exactly going at top speed. He gets out, walks over, grabs a couple of the Crabapples, but the bus be leaving, so he runs after it. So the back door opens, and the Ice King's like, throw me the apples! So he does, but then he falls down, and the bus just keeps going on, so... well, that'd be the end of Giuseppe. So, what do we do now? So they gather all the writings and throw them into a cauldron to try to make the spell to get ready for Butt Mountain. But since it be toilet paper, all it just does is generate a stink cloud that knocks everybody unconscious. When they regain consciousness, the cabin be filled with water as the bus has crash-landed into a swampy marsh wetland. So the Ice King, he can't freeze he could freeze everyone and they would float, but they'd all be dead. The water spirits try to get the bus out, but they ain't strong enough, so they leave. And one wizard tries to bring the bus to life. That don't work, so he turns the bus back to normal. This be the wizard that created Little Guy. So then the other wizard, he pulls out his last magic potion, trying to figure out what it will do. So he uses the potion, and his head becomes Tree Trunks' body, and Ice King and one of the other wizards, they switch heads. It'd be a head switching potion. Aye. So they get out of the bus and they're a wee bit distraught because now they can't get to the top of Butt Mountain. And then all of a sudden there'd be light. It'd be forming everywhere, and all these lightning bugs and all these trees. The lights, it'd just be a great and grandiose sight. And they look around and there you see Giuseppe. He'd be the one creating these lights, and he turns into light. They're like, what'd be going on here? And as the camera pulls out, you see this giant overhead shot, all these lights of this wetland forest. They've made a giant light outline silhouette of Giuseppe, and they thank him for the Crabapples. Then the last thing we see is in the Wizards Only Kingdom. Some of the wizards are doing like a secret handshake, and one of them passes Abracadaniel. He's like, loser. Abracadaniel meets one of the fellow wizards from the trip, and they do a thumbs up. And on each of their thumbs is a special ring of the light trees from the Giuseppe road trip incident. And thus the episode ends. Now, I thought this was a pretty good episode. I mean, it didn't focus solely on Finn and Jake. It focused on Ice King was the most recognizable character, and along with several minor characters, give them a chance in the spotlight. So I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was just weird. I guess the concept was like, someone said, okay, you got a bunch of wizards, and you have them go on a botched road trip or something. It's an odd concept, but it works in some aspects. And I liked it because wizards got to hang out in a sense, and it showed their little secret society. But, like I said, the only question I got is why the crown didn't make Abracadaniel go crazy. My only theory is that since Ice King is still around and still using it, it won't affect anyone else until he kicks the bucket. So I give thanks for the Crabapples, Giuseppe. I had to think a little bit about this one. I wasn't sure where to put it, so I give it a 1 thumb up. It's not the greatest episode in the world, but like I said, it'd be interesting how they focus on some of the other characters for a change, not just Finn and Jake. Yeah, I've noticed they've been doing that a little bit as of late with some of the other characters, but it's nice. It was a good episode, and besides, I guess they're getting ready for the big upcoming Princess Day episode later this week. I wonder how that's going to be working out. Hey. Well, until next time, from Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time, this be Captain Jeff saying, Arr! Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.